Hello, I'm coming to you with an urgent update. Trump and his Republicans are doing everything in their power, working 24/7 to buy their way back into the majority. I'm calling on my very best grassroots supporters to join me and help defend our House Democrats from Trump's Republicans and their mega donors. If Trump's Republicans take over the majority, I know all of our progress could be destroyed. I know all of our progress could be destroyed.
Remember when Biden said he would shut down COVID but not the economy? Well, that campaign promise turned into Biden bullying Americans to get vaccinated and states to impose stringent mask mandates. He tried to force businesses with over 100 employees to enforce a vaccine mandate, despite saying that he didn't think it was exactly constitutional. The Supreme Court agreed and struck down the executive order in January.
I know all of our progress could be destroyed.
While Americans were being forced to show their vaccine papers to go to a restaurant, we've been letting millions of people, illegal immigrants, into the country with no proof of vaccination or, frankly, proof of anything else. The massive spike in border crossings was initially excused by Biden allies in the media as a seasonal problem. But seasonal turned into seasons, plural. Since Biden took office, there has been a historic surge of people illegally crossing the border. The numbers are the highest in decades. Under Joe Biden, it's open season.
I know all of our progress could be destroyed.
Explosion of violent crime led to a dozen U.S. cities sadly setting homicide records in 2021. All 12 of those cities, including Philadelphia, Indianapolis, and Austin, had Democrats at the helm. This trend was undoubtedly exacerbated by the defund the police movement. No surprise then, those cities that made good on that slogan, from Portland to Chicago to New York, often make the list of places with the largest increases in violent crime. Now, Biden has mostly dodged the idea that radical policies embraced by his party are to blame for this issue. He points to the pandemic and guns as the cause of the sustained surge of violence and criminal acts. It couldn't possibly be the soft-on-crime policies we're seeing from reckless left-wing district attorneys in places like New York City and San Francisco.
I know all of our progress could be destroyed.
Parents around the country have been organizing in response to the misguided and often egregious policies of many K-12 schools. The response from the left has been to demonize parents, call them domestic terrorists, and to threaten them with an investigation from the FBI. Biden's Attorney General, Merrick Garland, sent out a memo calling on the FBI to investigate, quote, violent threats against school officials and teachers, unquote, despite there being no evidence that such threats were taking place. The reality is that an increasing number of parents, fed up with over-the-top COVID policies, mask mandates, and radicalized curriculums, are exercising good old-fashioned self-government and demanding to have a larger say in their children's education.
I know all of our progress could be destroyed.
Number 5, the economy and inflation. Last July, Biden said that inflation would be a temporary problem that his administration had a handle on. Fast forward to today, where inflation is rising, not falling. From gas to groceries, Americans are paying higher prices for just about everything. And the policies of the Biden administration and his legislative allies are making it worse. The $5.5 trillion in so-called COVID-19 spending stimulated greater demand for goods and services, but it restricted the labor supply at the same time through welfare without work policies and unemployment benefits that discouraged a return to work. Their big government Build Back Better Act, with increased regulations and command economy tactics, would all continue to fuel the flames of inflation. Biden is starting to change his tune about the whole temporary thing, but he chose this path, and now the country is paying the consequences.
I know all of our progress could be destroyed.
Biden's withdrawal from Afghanistan was certainly one of the low points of his presidency and one of the lowest points of American foreign policy since the fall of Saigon at the end of the Vietnam War. The administration assured the country that the withdrawal would be orderly and that the Afghanistan government was stable upon our departure. There was clearly a massive failure of intelligence as the Afghanistan government collapsed and the Taliban took over the country. To make matters worse, as the crisis was unfolding, Biden was seemingly nowhere to be found. As the world witnessed a massive fiasco with videos of people falling off planes in their desperate attempt to escape the country, the administration kept quiet, then made excuses. Even reliably left-wing media figures began to question Biden's leadership and competence on this matter. As he has in many situations, Biden struggled to answer even the most basic questions without getting belligerent and essentially saying that there was nothing he or his advisors could have done to prevent the catastrophe. American leadership and respect on the world stage suffered a major blow. And now, Ukraine.
I know all of our progress could be destroyed.
We can start addressing it by responding at home. Of the House, I am here to thank you for Get off the stage, Nancy Pants! It's thanks to your help. Get off the stage, you skank! The United States recently enacted historic legislation, which will be a game changer. It will slash carbon pollution by 40% by 2030. It will give a historic $370 billion to fight the climate crisis. And it will have better water and air for our children, better paying jobs, and lower energy bills for their parents. And
you and your husband will get richer off the stock.
The planet on in a responsible way. Your actions help make this happen. And I'm here to say thank you. Speaker of the House, I'm here to thank you for your
Nancy Pelosi.
determination.
Where's everybody booing?
40% by 2030. It will give a historic